Shalom, my friends. This is Max Joseph, and I'm here because today are the Golden Globes, and I have my predictions. To give a quick rundown, unlike my Oscar predictions, this is going to be a video where I'll just be talking about the 5 nominees that are up for the Globe. So I won't be talking about the next in line or snubs. If you want that and more detail into the award season, check out my latest Oscar predictions video. But before I go into my predictions, please make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel and ding that little bell to get notified whenever I post new videos. And so, here are my predictions for the 2020 Golden Globes. Just a quick note about the motion picture, drama, and musical or comedy category. To start off this conversation, let it be known that the Golden Globes are not always the best indication for future Best Picture winners at the Oscars. They're good for the acting categories, but I'll get to that in a little bit. The Globes like to mix things up. Take 2 years ago, for instance, the motion picture drama winner was 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. As we know, the Best Picture at Oscar went to The Shape of Water, which was in that same category as 3 Billboards at the Globes. In 2016, they gave it to The Revenant, when the eventual winner was Spotlight, which again, same category. But they can also get it right, because last year, they gave motion picture comedy or musical to Green Book, and in 2017, they gave motion picture drama to Moonlight. To really dig into it, the motion picture winners of drama and comedy or musical combined have only correctly predicted the future Best Picture winner 5 times since 2010. Will they be able to make it 6, or will it stay at 50%? My guess is that they'll stay at 5 because of my predicted Best Picture winner, Parasite, which isn't eligible for this category. All of that being said, a win is still a win. And we consider the winner to be a frontrunner for the Oscars, and I think drama is going to go to Irishman. I can see voters just kind of defaulting to it, and I kind of got to this decision through process of elimination. I think The Two Popes was in the 5th slot, and they should just be happy to make it. Granted, they have 3 Netflix films in there, so it's exciting anyway. Joker is a little too iffy for voters. I found that people either love it or hate it. Personally, I don't find too many people that I've spoken to who are just kind of like in the middle about it. 1917 is crossed off because war movies really haven't done too well recently. Take Dunkirk, Hacksaw Ridge. Granted, I think 1917 is a far superior film to both of these by so many galaxies. So I wouldn't be opposed to it winning. That leaves us Marriage Story and The Irishman. Both are super solid options, but I think that voters are gonna go for the bigger of the 2 Netflix films, Irishman. Scorsese, De Niro, Pesci, and Pacino, it's just too much goodness to not vote for. To me, this feels pretty clear. I'm more confident on comedy musical than I am on drama. I think the only real competitor is Jojo Rabbit, and it would kind of feel like the fun choice, similar to how it felt when the Globes gave The Grand Budapest Hotel the win, as opposed to the future Oscar winner, Birdman. But Hollywood has pretty much always been the frontrunner at the Globes. It's one of the frontrunners for the Oscar, and I believe Tarantino's last film is gonna take it home. The only spoiler I see is Jojo, which it would make my night, no offense to Hollywood. But I will add this. If Rocketman somehow wins this, I think I might have to move it into my 10 for Best Picture at the Oscars. Since 2010, the Globes have correctly predicted the winner of the Oscar for actress in a leading role every time, if you combine drama and comedy or musical. And because I believe that your winner is in these 5 nominees, I believe that whoever wins this Globe will win the Oscar. And I'm going with Renee Zellweger. I've had her in my 5 since the beginning of 2019, and I'm glad that her performance has kept steady throughout this season. She's also just had a great comeback story for herself, and that helps with the votes. I think the only other possible and not too shocking winner would be Scarlett Johansson, who I did have as my winner for a few months, but is starting to feel like she's fading away a bit. If that's true, I think this may be the beginning of a sweep for Zellweger. Only 2 times since 2010 has lead actor in a drama not gone on to win actor in a leading role at the Oscars, so this is huge. And my friends, I don't really know who's going to win this. I'm 40% with Joaquin Phoenix, 35% on Driver, and 25% on Antonio Banderas. And that's why I'm putting Phoenix in front, because he just has a slight edge. Phoenix is now a 6-time nominee and only 1-time winner for Walk the Line in 2006. Driver is now a 2-time nominee, and the reason I put Banderas in is because not only is he incredible in Pain and Glory, but he's been nominated 4 times before, so it wouldn't be surprising to me if he finally won on his 5th attempt. So whoever wins this is probably going to win the Oscar. And I guess right now, if Phoenix wins, I'm going to predict Phoenix, probably. Don't quote me on that, though. I'm so excited for this category because I find that the winner in comedy or musical ends up getting an Oscar nomination. Awkwafina was already so close to that 5th slot, and I think if she manages to win here, it may convince me enough to give her Oscar. In 20 years, only 3 instances has a win in this category not translated in an Oscar nomination. And my winner is Awkwafina. Her performance is so different than anything we've ever seen from her, and the film is pretty much loved universally, as is she. The 2 upsets I could see happening are Beanie Feldstein, and right behind her is Ana de Armas, who are both more than deserving of a win, in my opinion. But in the end, I think Awkwafina will and should win. I've been going back and forth between Leo, Murphy, and Edgerton, and as of today, I'm going to go with Leo. I've had him since the beginning, and I'm just going to stick with my gut here. He's going to add a 4th Globe to his collection and be on his way as one of the front runners for the Oscar. But I think that Murphy or Edgerton could easily spoil. This one feels like a 3-sided die. Roll it, and that's your winner. The only shocker would be Daniel Craig or Roman Griffin Davis. 99% of the time, I'd say that whoever wins this is winning the Oscar. I don't think that'll be the case for this. I think that J-Lo is going to win the Globe and Dern is going to win the Oscar. To talk about J-Lo, she hasn't been nominated since 1998 for her remarkable work in Selena. The HFPA love her. And next to Richard E. Grant, his campaign last season, she's been the best self-campaigner I've seen in so long. Does campaigning mean you win? Of course not. But it certainly helps. And she also possibly gives her best performance to date in Hustlers and deserves to be awarded because she is amazing. When it comes to our other 4 nominees, besides Dern, I would be beyond shocked if they pulled it out. I'll also add this. If Dern does win the Globe, there's just no question in my mind that she's gonna win the Oscar. There's only been 2 times since 2010 where an actor in a supporting role didn't end up winning the Oscar. So this is the real deal. And it's been 24 years since Brad Pitt won the Globe for 12 Monkeys in 1998, and I believe that it is his time to add another one to his mantle. And this will be the kickstart to him winning the Oscar. It helps that I think Pesci and Pacino may split their votes, and I think those are your next 2 in line. But a shout out to Tom Hanks and Anthony Hopkins for their wonderful performances. And a fun thing to just think about, Hanks and Hopkins are nominated together. Hopkins was awarded the Cecile B. DeMille in 2006, and Hanks will be awarded that very same award tonight. Bong Hive! I think the HFPA is gonna go with Bong Joon-ho. The fact that Parasite isn't eligible for Best Motion Picture, I think voters are gonna be itching to award the film as much as possible, which I'll discuss a little bit more in the next category. And if it's not Bong Joon-ho, it'll be Scorsese. I don't think anyone else will win. I know there are people that think Tarantino is going to win here, which will push him to his first Oscar for directing, but I don't see it happening. I think he's a better play for screenplay, which I also don't see him winning. But like I had mentioned for director, I think that they'll want to give Bong Joon-ho as much love as possible. And I believe that the same will be applied for screenplay. My second option is Noah Baumbach's Marriage Story. I think that if Adam Driver doesn't win, it would be a really good way to award the film with something. The spoiler for both of them would be the 2-time winner in this category, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's Quentin Tarantino. Never count him out. We have another kind of coin flip, a roll of the die, a 2-sided die. It's between Toy Story 4 and Frozen 2. Take your pick. Both are wonderful options. I think it would be really awesome if the night that Tom Hanks was awarded the Cecile B. DeMille Award is the same night that Toy Story 4 takes home animated feature, as did Toy Story 2 and 3. I don't think there's a chance of Parasite losing, especially since it's not eligible for Best Motion Picture. I can't imagine a world where Parasite doesn't win this in a walk. That's kind of it. Bravo to the other 4 nominees. I actually thoroughly enjoyed all of them. But Parasite's going to win this. Thomas Newman's 1917 has this in the bag. It is arguably his best work to date. There really isn't much competition. John Williams is my number 2 for the Oscar, so him not being nominated here should get Newman his first win. However, Hildur Guðnadóttir could maybe spoil him in the end. But I don't think it's going to happen. Hildur, she'll have her time. But for now, it's Newman. Although I think that Into the Unknown will win the Oscar as of today, I think the Globe will go for Elton John's new song. I think this would also be a great way to reward Rocketman, which I'm expecting to unfortunately underperform throughout the season. So I'm looking at Elton John to pick up his second Globe, the first one being, of course, for one of the greatest animated films of all time, The Lion King, which, coincidentally, the remake is up for the Globe this season for Beyoncé's new song in the remake of The Lion King, her song, Spirit. Those are my predictions for the 77th Golden Globes. Let me know what you have predicted in the comments. Agree? Disagree? Let me know. And so, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like this video, give me your thoughts and predictions in the comments, subscribe to this channel, as well as follow me on Twitter and Instagram at mjoseph492, like my page on Facebook, which is facebook.com/MaxJosephFilmPerson, and if you really love me, please consider being a patron on Patreon, where you can get patron-only content, guest interviews, giveaways, and lots more. You can even give me a film to review or a song to cover, and that video will be dedicated to you. Shalom, my friends.